What's going on, all you beautiful people? This is Manufactured Opinion here, bringing you the top 10 coolest locations in all of Skyrim, including the Sovngarde DLC. I did not, however, include the Dragonborn DLC, as I only wanted to include those locations that are actually within Skyrim. Now, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time, but I didn't actually find every location in Skyrim, so I spent quite a bit of time evaluating all the different locations in Skyrim, being a tourist, if you will, compiling a list that I feel are the coolest locations in all of Skyrim, or at least the top 10 coolest locations in all of Skyrim. And just a forewarning, there are several main storyline and Sovngarde DLC spoilers in the upcoming minutes. And as always, feel free to leave me your comments about your favorite locations or what you think are the coolest locations in the comments section below. And yeah, enjoy the video, everybody. Jumping to the number 10 spot, we have the Bards Leap Summit, which has an awesome view that rivals the view at the top of the Throat of the World. It really is an awesome view. And once you reach the top, if you decide to take the plunge into the water below, you will be greeted by the ghost of a bard that wasn't so lucky in his jumping endeavors, which makes for a really cool Easter egg and which makes this a really memorable location.
Been a long time since someone...
Stalking its way to number 9, we have Castle Volkihar, the vampire stronghold of the Sovngarde DLC, and it looks pretty damn awesome with this raging snowstorm with the massive silhouette of the castle in the background. It kind of reminds me of something straight out of an old Dracula movie. It's pretty awesome, but once you enter the castle, you're sort of treated to this extravagant-like dining room with all of these vampires feasting on limbs, and there's vials of blood everywhere. And then when you go off to some of the side rooms, there's luxurious bedrooms, but there's demonic dogs stalking you. You get this feeling like these vampires are rich, but they kind of aren't at the same time. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. It's hard to explain, but once you kind of progress through the storyline a little bit, you're treated to this really cool gothic room with that fountain of blood in the background, and you learn how to become a vampire lord. It's really awesome. And then you think it's all over from there, and then you learn that there's this whole other abandoned section of the castle with this sort of withering courtyard and these abandoned towers. And then as you progress through that part of the castle, there's all these abandoned hallways and armories and bedrooms, and there's gargoyles stalking you at every turn. It's really cool. And then at the end of that, there's another secret room with the Soul Cairn, which is a huge part of the Sovngarde DLC. And to me, all of this just adds up to a castle with a really cool character. Dropping its way to number 8, we have the old Dwemer Ruins of Kagrenzel, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, because this location definitely demands my respect, and to me it sort of embodies what makes the exploration in Skyrim so awesome, what makes Skyrim so awesome in general. I come to these old ruins in the middle of the mountains, in the middle of nowhere, and when I enter, there's this glowing light in the center of the room with a couple of dead bandits next to it. Now, you know you probably shouldn't touch the light because there's dead people next to it, but it is shiny and it's awesome, and we need to touch shiny and awesome things. It's just hard-coded in our DNA. So I go ahead and I touch it, and this massive cage surrounds me. I can't get out. There's these loud noises going off, and it goes for like a minute or a minute and a half. And I'm about to reload my game because I figure the game's glitched, or I'm in a trap that I can't get out of. And then all of a sudden the light sinks into the ground, and I'm staring at it for a couple of seconds, and then the ground just gives out. And I'm falling for what looks like I just jumped off the Throat of the World mountain. I'm falling for a good amount of time, and when I land, I am in this massive underground lake with multiple waterfalls flowing into it. It is really a sight to behold. And like I said, this is what makes Skyrim so awesome. I wasn't on a quest, I didn't talk to anybody, and somehow I went from these old ruins in the mountains to this massive underwater cavern, or excuse me, underground cavern, and I have to fight Falmer to get out. You never know what's around the next corner in Skyrim, and this location is a perfect example of that. Making its way to number 7, we have the Dungeon of Labyrinthian, which is best known as the location where you get the final Dragon Priest mask. But that is not the reason why I included it in this video. I included it because I believe that Labyrinthian is one of the best dungeons in terms of variety of scenery. It's not the prettiest, it's not the most beautiful, but if you're looking for a multi-layered dungeon that has different scenery and a variety of enemies, this is definitely the place you're going to want to come. And like I said, it's sort of a multi-layered dungeon, so you start off in this sort of open cavern, not to mention you start off by fighting a skeletal dragon, which is pretty awesome. But as you progress, the hallways get narrow and there's snaking rivers. And then as you get down further, it opens up again and there's these huge stone archways with really high ceilings. And then when you progress further, you get to these tombs with the undead attacking you. There really is a lot of variety. And then let's not forget the end with an awesome dragon priest fight. One of the more memorable dragon priest fights. And to me, this just makes Labyrinthian stick out as one of the coolest locations in Skyrim. Coming in at number 6, we have the Shrine of Mehrune, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. The shrine itself looks really amazing. It is a great place for you to farm some Daedra hearts. If you follow a certain quest line, I don't want to spoil anything, all the way through, you can even get a dagger that goes hand in hand with the shrine, which is really, really cool. As you see, the outside right there looks awesome. And if you go inside, it isn't all that special, but some of the loot that you can find can definitely net you a pretty penny. So if you haven't visited this location, it's definitely something you're going to want to check out, as it's one of the more memorable shrines in Skyrim. Shining bright at number 5 is another shrine location, this time the Shrine of Azura, located near the College of Winterhold, and it pretty much speaks for itself. It looks awesome whether it's day, night, any weather condition. The whole world of Skyrim could implode and the Shrine of Azura would still look amazing. It is part of a really neat quest line, and you can also find an awesome follower here. It's definitely a place you're going to want to make part of your Skyrim experience. Towering at number 4, we have the mountain with the best view in all of Skyrim, the Throat of the World. It is an integral part of the main storyline, and who doesn't remember their first trek up this mountain? Whether you decided to tackle the main quest line right away, or you did a lot of other things, a lot of exploration and side quests before you decided to come up here, no matter which way you did it, that first trek up is amazing and definitely makes it stand out amongst the other locations in Skyrim, and definitely makes it one of the best locations in Skyrim. Coming in at number 3, we have another Sovngarde DLC location, this time the Forgotten Vale, and let me tell you guys, I won't be forgetting this location anytime soon. From the unique enemies in nature to the awesome quest line, you can definitely appreciate all of the time and effort they put into the detail of this area, from the frozen rivers and waterfalls, from the multiple mountain peaks and the fog in the distance. It is almost like a Skyrim within a Skyrimception, if you will. And to top it all off, there is an awesome giant frozen lake with huge ice water swimming dragons. It doesn't get any better than that, and it is hands down a top 3 location of Skyrim. Coming in at number 2, we have Sovngarde, the location of the final battle with Alduin, the best dragon fight in the game. You fight alongside multiple Nords from the Hall of Valor. And what I really like about Sovngarde is when you first arrive, it's all dark and depressing and gloomy, and there's fog everywhere. Everybody's down in the dumps. And then once you defeat Alduin, the whole area transforms into this bright and vibrant place. And I really think that's cool how it has kind of two faces to it, the before and after. And if there was a video for best bridges in Skyrim, Sovngarde would win it hands down. It is this massive dragon bone structure, and I am wearing my dragon bone armor here to match it. Not to mention, there is a huge shirtless Nord walking across it, which makes it 10 times better. There's statues, massive statues surrounding it, and huge waterfalls. It really makes for an awesome bridge. Make sure that when you're here, you take off all your armor and jump off the bridge. That means you have been there. And I'm just going to show you a few more clips here of the surrounding area. And just one thing to note, before you go fight Alduin, you will once you leave the Hall of Valor, you will not be able to go back in. So make sure that you steal your Hall of Valor Sweet Roll as a trophy for being in the second coolest spot in Skyrim. And now the moment you all have been waiting for, the #1 coolest location in all of Skyrim, and it has to be hands down Blackreach. And I have sort of a love-hate relationship with Blackreach to no fault of its own. I just get really scared like a little girl when I have to fight the Falmer, as most of you know, but I think we all can agree that the artwork in this dungeon is absolutely stunning. The sheer amount of detail that they put into every aspect of this cavern system is absolutely amazing, but that's not even the best part. The best part is all of the hours you can put into just exploring this one part of Skyrim. It's like a game in and of itself. There's so many different locations and nooks and crannies and so many different side quests to do. Not to mention, you can shout at this light in the ceiling and it will summon a massive dragon. That is pretty damn cool. The variety in enemies is awesome as well, from trolls to giants, from Falmer to huge Dwemer Centurions. It is absolutely amazing location that you should spend the time to explore and make it part of your Skyrim experience. I know that I have, and I know that that makes it my coolest location in all of Skyrim. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the list. I tried to include locations that seem pretty popular and that I have enjoyed myself, and maybe something that you guys haven't seen before. Let me know in the comments section if I left something out that is one of your favorite locations. That's the best part of these list videos, is we get to see what everybody else's favorite locations are as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying Skyrim, and as always, enjoy life, everybody. I'll talk to you later.